Bowled in! What a ripper!
Oh, what a
Out, inside edge, I think, and then destroys the stumps.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Destroy The Stumps podcast. Well, it's afternoon over here in Aussie land. I think it is. Okay, morning, whatever. But anyways, my name's Neil. I'm the host of the Destroy The Stumps 3-5 podcast. I pretty much run most of the stuff related to Destroy The Stumps 3-5. What I do is basically talk about cricket a lot and just love my sports in general. And that's it, eh? Anyways, with this channel, what I aim to achieve is to, interact with a lot of other cricket fans, get some opinions, also talk with the officials, with the people in charge of cricket boards and stuff, the advertising aspects and all that stuff. I'd love to look deeper into those topics and have a listen to people who have different opinions about the game, and also discuss some of the greatest moments in cricket history and some of the iconic moments that have happened over the years in cricket. There've been quite a few iconic moments, and just basically what this channel is about. It's cricket, really. And as you can see, I'm a bit of a cricket nut. I've got a room as well, covered with a lot of sporting pictures, posters, cards, whatever you call them. And just love my sports in general, but really love the game of cricket. And so that's that, hey. It's pretty simple, I guess, what this podcast. Right, so what got me into cricket? Well, I was basically been around a cricket crazy family, really, and have relatives who are crazy about cricket. Growing up in a subcontinental household kind of rubs off on you in most cases, I guess. My dad was a massive cricket fan, and he played a bit of cricket when he was in college I think he played for his uni or something in India, or his college, whatever. My cousins, my relatives, my uncles, I don't think my aunties were into it that much, but just loved the game. They were tragic, they loved the game, and massive fans. They would spend hours watching the game, and you just talk about it all the time. My dad he'd come home after work when I was a little one and just watch the game, and we'd pretty much spend hours watching the game together, and kind of build a bond with Dad that way through sport. And my older sister also loves cricket as well. And then we had friends who played cricket and loved it as well, and that really got me into it. But if there was one particular aspect or one particular cricket series that got me into the gentleman's game, it was a 2000. I think it was the 2001, was it? Yeah, 2001, when Australia played New Zealand. So it was in Australia. That series ended up being a 0-0 draw. That's pretty much my first introduction. That was my first introduction to the game, like the different, just watching it and all that stuff. And that series kind of really set the tone for me. And it's led to where I am now. Like writing articles and all this stuff about cricket, and just consuming it a lot. anyways, yeah. And yeah, that series between Australia and New Zealand really got me into the game. Basically, watching Steve Waugh just with his rugged attitude and he's just hard-headed. Just yeah, Steve Waugh, watching Steve Waugh and the likes of Chris Cairns, Shane Bond in his early days, Stephen Fleming for New Zealand. I was a massive Kiwi. I've been a massive New Zealand cricket fan since then, and also just watching the likes of Brett Lee, Glenn McGrath, Adam Gilchrist, those guys go about their business. That got me into the game. But what real then that series was one aspect, but there was another series that really kind of just made me really love the game even more, and that was that try series. It's a classic try series. There were some classic matches in that try series. I think it was the 2001-2002 VB, which means Victoria Bitter try series between Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. So, okay, the final series was a bit of a blowout. South Africa won that convincingly, but Australia kept losing to New Zealand. New Zealand kept losing to South Africa, and Australia kept beating South Africa. It was kind of like that. It was a really good exhibition of cricket. That series was excellent, high quality cricket, and it was tense pretty much till the last round of matches in the league phase. And yeah, Australia, unfortunately for the Aussies, they got knocked out in the league phase of that try series. And Steve Waugh didn't captain the Australians again in ODIs. I think he quit or something like that. And that ODI series got me into the game, like really invested into the game, and I haven't looked back since. What do I love about the game? So what I love about this game of cricket is just the history involved with it, and just how the mental side of it. People think it's just a game where you just hit the ball and blah blah blah. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and also during the game, just the mental aspects and all that. Battling different conditions, your stamina, all that, how you think. You kind of have to think on your feet. And there will be periods of play where the game's a bit boring and stuff, or they're assumed to be boring or whatever. But yeah, it's just it's all tactical and all your mind, and also physically can be draining as well. It's quite draining as well, and just how teams go about it, how teams implement different tactics and stuff, and try to win the game and get a result. And what they do to get that result. That's just that's what makes cricket so interesting. And also just the business side of it, how the sponsors go, how they get the coverage, and also just the historical aspects of the game. So many historical things have happened over the years when it comes to cricket, and a lot of people relate to the game, especially in countries like India and Australia. Have a national icon who played cricket. Everyone knows him quite well, Sir Donald Bradman. That guy was a national icon. He ended up being a national icon, not only for just playing cricket. He also served in the Australian Army, I think, in the World War, and just a lot of other stuff outside of cricket as well. He did a lot, and it's just a lot of history and just some interesting aspects. I'm a bit vague right now, but anyways, that's that. So thank you guys for that. It's just a brief introduction into the Destroy The Stumps 35 YouTube channel. I know I kind of blabbered on a bit and kind of just dawdled on a bit or whatever that word is. But hopefully, hopefully you guys like this video. If you don't, then hey, so be it. No problems at all. I'll always look to improve. But stay tuned for the next episode. Should be up in the next couple of weeks. Check us out on Instagram. It's Destroy The Stumps 35. It's also called Stumps Flying. I think that's the other name for that Instagram page. Also check our website out on destroythestumps35.com. Check out our podcast, which is available on multiple podcast platforms, if that's what you call them. Podbean, Spotify, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Listen Notes. Yeah, and hopefully in the future will be available on Pandora as well as Apple Podcasts, maybe on Google Podcasts, but I don't really like Google. But anyways, okay. Sounds a bit cheesy, but anyways. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Until the next episode, it's bye for now.
Clearing the front. Bowled in! What a ripper! Oh, what a
Out, inside edge, I think, and then destroys the stumps.